Hello and welcome to Ben TV. You're watching The Film Whisperers, where two movie nerds talk about all things film with a contemporary lens. My name is Saj.
And my name is Matt. So what are we looking at today, Saj?
Given that we were talking about women in film and female-led movies, I thought we should probably talk about what's disappointed us.
Because obviously there's been some amazing, well, we already addressed like the Legally Blondes of the world, the Charlie's Angels of the world, have been some amazing female-led badass movies.
Yeah.
But not all movies hit the mark.
Exactly. So, so how about I'm going to start with you, Matt.
Okay.
What is a film that has had a female cast or a female-led film that has disappointed you?
And I should also include that like, these have disappointed me, but more so just because I actually really enjoy and love watching female-led movies. So when they do miss the mark, it actually hurts all the more because like if it's a male-led movie that's not great, I can dismiss it as like, I don't really connect to them anyway.
Exactly.
But with this, it hurts a little bit more.
Yeah.
One in particular, I mean, I know a lot of people in the LGBTIQ community and gays, women, whatever, watched Sex and the City when they were growing up and younger, and I watched seen all the seasons on TV. And so naturally when they were announcing film adaptations, I was excited. The first one was okay. It was passable, it was fine. And then the second one came around. And again, I was really excited before seeing it because I'm like, Sex and the City, fun. They're still keeping the franchise going in some way. And then I sat in the theater and watched the movie. And I think I actually had drank 2 or 3 different Cosmos. They had like the special drink to drink whatever, and I needed it because if I didn't have that, I think the movie experience would have been even worse. But yeah, Sex and the City 2 was incredibly disappointing. You've seen it, I'm assuming.
Yes, I have, and I think disappointing is definitely one of the ways of describing it.
It's a polite way of describing it.
Yes, I would call it racially insensitive, very, very bad. And I don't know what the writers were thinking when they put together this film, and I would say it was probably the one film that destroyed their brand.
Oh, absolutely, and that's the thing, like even if it made a lot of money, which I'm not sure how much it made in the box office, but even if it were to make lots of money, the backlash is enough to kind of be the nail in the coffin. Like they're not going to revive it if people had such a strongly negative reaction to it. Obviously, most of it's set in Abu Dhabi, and the 4 friends go over there. But yeah, it's incredibly problematic.
It's very problematic.
And it's also just not funny. Like there are a lot of kind of, the script writing in the series at many points was actually quite clever and also and funny. But I mean, maybe they were different writers, I don't know, but it just didn't translate into this film. Like so many of the jokes were just not funny at all. Like it was just very cringy.
I think, given that we are meant to look at things in a contemporary lens, I'm just going to say this, but the series is very problematic.
It hasn't aged well.
It hasn't aged well. It just reeks of privilege. And it's pretty much the way it's written, it's just really bad character development, really bad characters. And I actually look back and kind of go, I cannot believe I liked this.
Yeah.
And that same sort of privilege just leaked into the movies. And while the first one was, it was average, the second one was just
an abomination.
Atrocious.
Like it was really bad.
Yeah.
And actually, the one character who I think I would say is actually the most real, and I'm like actually wasn't too poorly written, was Miranda, because she was the realist for a lot of the seasons. Like she had a family, like she was a lot more grounded. But even in Sex and the City 2, I guess one thing that sticks out to me so much, which is one of the reasons I really hated it, was that while they were over in Abu Dhabi, the other women were very culturally insensitive, but Miranda was kind of positioned as the one that actually wasn't. Like she had like a guidebook, like where she had phrases to use, and she was teaching her friends the best ways to navigate this new kind of cultural environment. But then towards the end, when they have to leave their hotel room in a hurry because they don't want to spend, whatever the fees were, as she's chasing down a taxi driver to get them to go, she just like starts talking gibberish at him because obviously she can't speak the language that he speaks. And so rather than just saying, oh, hi, you, or going up to speak to them, she just speaks in like this gibberish language as though that's how they talk, if that makes sense. And I was like, oh man, like the writers really just gave up. Like they put little moments into that almost would lead us to believe that, oh, okay, they're trying to be sensitive, but then all these other things.
For me, it was way earlier on. There's a scene in there where the 3 girls are watching this woman eat French fries.
Yeah.
My goodness.
With the traditional dress.
And I think one of the comments is, oh, come and have a look at the Real Housewives of Abu Dhabi.
It's really bad.
It's just shockingly disrespectful. How could you do that? So yeah, I completely agree.
So that's my
yes.
my disappointing one,
Yeah.
unequivocally. How about you?
Mine's not, it's nothing to do with race or anything, but it's a film called Gem and the Holograms.
Which I have not seen,
Yeah.
but I know that it's based on a television series.
The television series was obviously really big, and it was one of those cartoons that, as a kid, I remember just really loving because it showed women in power. Now, when I was growing up, the cartoons were He-Man and Thundercats, and it's just a whole bunch of male crap. This TV show was a big deal. When the movie was going to come out, I actually thought it would be an amazing recreation of a live adaptation of this.
Before you continue, so the original series is a cartoon.
Yes.
Was the movie also a cartoon?
No,
or was
it
actually
was
real
not.
people?
So it was a live action movie, and they ruined it. In fact, there was absolutely no trace of the cartoon in the movie.
Oh no.
And I don't know why they did it. Apparently, if I remember right, it was written and directed by a man. So that's probably the first big mistake. Just you can't do that. I bet if they had a good team of women to write the live.
Who also are really close to the source material and maybe like really appreciated the original, because I imagine maybe this guy didn't have that kind of passion about the original series.
Yeah,
and just
exactly.
Kind of wanted to put his own stamp on it, kind of thing.
Exactly. So yeah, that was probably my biggest disappointment. And they had a cameo by Kesha in it, which was absolutely cringeworthy.
Who is she in the movie? Like, what's her role?
She has 2 lines in it, and so in the TV show, so Gem and the Holograms is the name of a band, and they've got a rival band called the Misfits. And the lead singer of the Misfits was Kesha.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it was just wrong, and I really hope that they do it properly. And if I find out that there's going to be another Gem and the Holograms movie, I'll still look forward to it, and I just hope that they just erase, just erase the fact that this film existed and do it properly.
It's almost in parallels, like, I guess, because you had such nostalgia for the original series, and so going to see this adaptation, you were really excited and it let you down. And it was similar with me, like with Sex and the City, like I really loved the show when I was younger. Yeah. And so then seeing this movie and it being just so ridiculously awful, like nothing like the TV show. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I mean, they're bad movies on their own, I imagine, with yours as well.
I sort of knew with Gem and the Holograms before seeing it, because when the trailer came up, I remember thinking, what is this? This is not Gem and the Holograms that I know.
Was it a big Hollywood movie, or was it like more of an indie kind of?
No, I think they aimed for it to be a big movie, but it failed. Thanks, Matt, as always. Thank you very much for watching the Film Whisperers on Ben TV.